Before the world wakes up, before the noise, the chaos, the doubt, there's you and your breath. It's the first thing you control, the first move you make, the foundation of everything. When the work begins, your breath fuels you. When the weight gets heavy, when the pace gets faster, when the pressure builds, breathe through it. Because the ones who go further, push harder, and rise higher are the ones who never lose control. Legs burn, lungs tighten, the mind wants to quit, but the power just isn't in the body, it's in the breath. When the world says slow down, you find another gear. When they say stop, you keep going. Your second wind doesn't come when it's easy. It comes when you decide it's not over.
Okay, so there is a growing conversation in sports science and nutrition. Are we really feeding ourselves or just our expectations? Most supplements use cheap, poorly absorbed nutrient forms that look impressive on the label but do very little in the body. Magnesium oxide, for example, has an absorption rate of just 4% compared to over 80% from magnesium glycinate. IM8 fixes this with a single research-backed solution. Daily Ultimate Essentials. It replaces up to 16 separate products with 92 high-impact nutrients to one powerful, great-tasting drink built for absorption, not just marketing. Also, how insanely incredible is their scientific advisory board? They boast experts from NASA, the Mayo Clinic, Cedars-Sinai, and Yale. In athlete speak, give your body what it needs to perform at its highest potential, efficiently and safely. Might I add, they are NSF certified, and it doesn't hurt that it's absolutely delicious. I've not had so much more energy as of late than I have in a really, really long time. So, UW Squad, you know the drill. Use code UNFILTERED for 10% off your first order. Cheers. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. And we are revisiting a really cool concept that we did, it's been probably like 30 or 40 episodes ago, which is wild to say. We called it the Fishbowl episode. And if you guys, I'll brief, you don't think you know this. Basically, Missy and I were like, okay, like what's a cute way to, get questions? And we're like, oh, like let's put everyone's questions in a fishbowl. And then Missy I remember I think she was traveling a lot that week and we didn't really discuss it. And I was like, crap, she was going to be the one to make the fishbowl, but I don't think she did. So I ordered mine off of Amazon and she came in with perfectly bedazzled, and the reason we don't have that one, Missy, if you're watching this, is because some of the letters are coming off. And so I feel like it doesn't do it justice a little bit.
That's fair.
That's fair. So this is the Fishbowl episode if you're an OG Unfiltered Waters fan. If you're not, we might call the title You Asked, We Answered. I feel like that's very...
I love that.
That's a very sleek, sexy name for it. But basically we asked for some of your questions from the audience and we got a lot of great ones.
We got really deep ones.
Yeah.
We got fun ones.
Yep.
I think it's going to be an awesome mix. And some of them are going to make us think and hopefully we can help you guys because I'm sure... if one person has a question, many people have the same question.
Definitely.
So I feel like we're all, you and I are going to get something out of this.
Yeah.
And then all the listeners are going to get something out of this. And I'm excited too. It's going to be great.
It's going to be so fun. All right. You should do the honors.
Oh, so I picked the first one.
So you picked the first one. Oh, yeah. So here's how it goes. You picked the first one. Well, we can decide what we want to do. I can't remember what we did last time. If we both answered it or... if you're the person who picks is the only person who answers it. What do you think?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, if we both answer, we will get through less.
True.
But I feel like maybe if they're a quick answer, how many animals do you have? We can both answer.
Yeah. Maybe it's a in the moment call.
I love that.
Okay. We have to agree and we'll vote.
Unfortunately, our listeners have to deal with it.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. You guys, not a live show.
Sorry. Okay, so I pick first.
Yes, you pick first.
Okay.
Don't look because Beisel decided to perfectly cut hers up. I decided to rip mine. So mine are the jagged ones. Yours are the perfect squares.
Oh, all right. I got a Katie one. Okay. How did Katie come up This is a beautiful first question.
Of course, this is the first one.
How did Katie come up with the podcast, and what was the process?
Yes.
So you're obviously going to answer this.
Yes, great question. And I feel like, again, it's actually a good one to revisit because, again, we're on episode, when this airs, it'll be like episode 78 or
That's
9
crazy,
or one of the,
Katie. That's
crazy. So people may not remember when we talked about it, but basically I was pretty removed from the sport. I mean, 2021 trials was my first kind of meet back. And I was still like, I don't know. And I went to this week-long retreat called the Hoffman Process and really went deep in my feels and faced all my demons. And I came back, and I remember it was like a month after I got back, and I don't know, I think I saw some article or some interview, and I remember I was in my bathroom, and I was like, I feel like a podcast, like a female-led podcast in the sport where we could get really raw, like Rich Roll style, would crush. And so I just decided to text Missy, and I was like, and we had just gotten to Nashville, so she and I did not really like know each other that well. And I just said, hey, would you want to start a podcast with me? And like gave her all the like 30 outs of like, but if no worries, if not, blah, blah, blah,
Totally.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And she's just like all caps, yes. And at that point, obviously didn't know that I was like, I don't think either of us knew that I was like, hey, would you like to enter into full-fledged business with me? Like,
for sure.
Did not
because
realize
that's what it is. Yeah.
That's what it is. And then, I mean, a lot of learning, a lot of trial and error, producers, figuring out who we wanted to be, the concept, like the breakdown. I mean, that could be its own podcast in itself, but I feel like, we're now over, year and a half in, and I just feel like it's continuing to evolve and get more legs, and who knows what it's going to be in like 2 years, So it's been a beautiful journey.
It's been really cool for me to sit in the seat for Missy and see all the behind the scenes work that goes on. Like, I don't know if our listeners are aware, but when somebody is doing a podcast like Unfiltered Waters that is like so well produced, so beautiful and aesthetic, and lighting and cameras. I mean, I'm looking at like 3 different lights here. We're in our own studio that's at Katie and her husband's place. Like all of these cameras, all these wires, and then there's post-production. Like it does not end once we hit end recording.
No.
There's like, I don't know, you would probably know better than me, but.
Yeah, it obviously takes a village, and it takes trusting people, and having, obviously someone asked me like, do you edit the show? I'm like, no, I do not edit the show. That is not one of my skill sets. But yeah, I mean, there's the sponsor piece of wanting to make sure all of our partners feel valued and feel like we're providing value for them. And then of course there's like downloading all of the angles and the audio and getting that to our producer, and like planning out guests and making sure everyone has what they need. And so there's just a lot, but like I don't even like getting into that a lot because it makes it sound like it's work. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
And I don't, I actually said this when I was doing like a little voiceover for our live show. I said the thing that fills my cup that makes this not work is getting done with that live show and asking kids like, what was your favorite part? And kids just being like, I couldn't even choose. It was so fun, like that just, you know what I mean? And so like all the like stuff that goes behind the scenes is like, this isn't work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I've done 9 to 9 jobs where it's a 12-hour day. Like this sitting here and getting to chat with my friends and just put out amazing, hopefully impactful content. This is the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's why you guys created it.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that.
Yeah.
What a perfect way to start this off.
Yes, I know. Did
Wonderful.
not even plan that. All right,
you're next.
I'm trying to really close my eyes. For people listening, I'm digging into the fishbowl. Oh, why are mine all coming up? Well, not mine, but
yeah.
Oh, favorite memory from Sharks and Minnows as an age grouper.
Winning. Come on.
Did you always win?
No.
Oh.
But when I did, that was my favorite memory.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like we were kind of talking about like little childhood games at the pool earlier. And I think like, I mean, it was intense.
Yes.
Like,
it
I'd
was
go
like
the
the
whole-
Olympic Games.
1,000%. I go the whole way underwater. Nobody's catching me.
So, okay, I need like a little reminder on the rules of sharks and minnows.
So there's one shark.
Yes.
And I
yes.
don't know like how that's chosen. Like whatever. Somebody gets picked as a shark and they're at one end of the pool. And then all of the minnows are at the other end of the pool. And it's basically like survival of the fittest. Like
Right.
if you're the last
Right.
minnow standing. But the problem is like once you get tagged, then you become a shark. So there ends up being like more
Oh.
sharks
So stressful for the last minnow.
for sure.
Okay.
So I like it's 1 against 50
Yeah.
at the beginning, and then it's like 50 against 1 if it gets to that at the end.
Oh, I just remember being like, we're playing sharks and genius on the coach's part, by the way, because
Yeah.
you're getting breath work, you're having to go fast,
Totally.
you're working on speed. But I just remember being stressed out of my mind.
Poor Katie. Katie's like, this isn't a game.
This isn't a game. So, yeah, winning, stress.
Winning and stress. Thank you, sharks and minnows. All right, now I'm going to pick one from the fishbowl.
Oh, why am
Another
I-
one of Katie's. Oh, this is a good one pertaining to race. What was your pre-race routine? I mean, this could go up to like the day of or like hours before. Where do you want to start?
I think for routine, I feel like you get like the more like you get to the pool.
Yeah,
That's
love
what I
that.
feel like.
Yeah. What was yours?
Mine was, I feel like I, foam rolled, stretched, got in for my initial warm up, which was usually 90 minutes out. Got out and then like fueled, hydrated. And then I would then go put my racing suit on. And then I get a second warm up in regardless. That was like a big like superstitious thing for me. And then usually I try to be dry and ready to rock like 20 minutes out because at an international meet, you have to be reporting through the ready room 20 minutes out. So I was always making sure to do that. And always like, I feel like I always wanted to be like overhydrated and overeating. Like I had a thing, if I was sitting in the ready room and I was hungry, I'd be like, I don't have enough energy.
What?
Is that weird?
You were like the opposite of every athlete ever.
What
like
are you talking
you
about?
would eat a lot before your race?
Well, not like I'm like having a gourmet meal. But
Slinging back turkey legs from the Renaissance Fair.
like I just feel like I'm talking about like protein bars here. Like, but I would just be like, oh my God, I have to eat another.
Katie Hoff slammed 7 protein bars before every world record.
I mean, I literally
Oh
would
my
have
God.
24 inches of Subway on a.
You'd eat 2 feet of Subway?
Yeah. 12 inches after prelims, and then I would take my 90-minute nap, and then I would have another 12
I
inches.
hate that you're saying it like 12 inches.
Sorry, a foot long.
I'd have 12 inches of what?
A sub.
I know.
All right,
die.
moving on from me.
You kill me, Katie. Oh my God.
What's your routine?
It was similar, minus the 24 inches of Subway sandwiches. Jesus. I was normal and had like, I don't know, maybe a 6-inch Jimmy John's. 1 power bar versus 7.
I finished the Olympics. I'm like, I've gained 20 pounds.
She's the only one leaving. Like, oh, Katie. I would get to the pool 2 hours before race time. So if I'm racing at 7, I'm there at 5.
Yep.
Probably like 15, 20 minutes of activation, similar to you, like stretching, foam roll, yada, yada. Get in around 5:20, 40-minute warm up. That would bring me to 6. Then dry off, change, probably have a little water, like a little snack, put on my racing suit at 6:15, get done with that by 6:30, hop in, similar to you, for a second warm up. Always had to. That would maybe be like 10 to 15 minutes. I'd socialize, do my thing.
Yeah.
I always allocated padding time for socialization.
Oh, that's
I was
good.
I was a talker. And
You?
yeah, me, right? People are like, shut up. We're about to race. I'm like, hey, what 24 inches of Subway sandwiches did you
Italian
eat today?
BMT.
Oh, was that your go-to? I was a Jimmy John's Beach Club number 12.
That's mine now. That's
so good.
So delicious.
It is so good.
Yeah.
And then, report to the ready room about 15 minutes before the race. So that would bring me to 6:45, race at 7. And that was like my holy grail. Like I was religious with that. And I think there's something to be said for when you're going to the pool, and whether you're at the Olympics or you're at junior nationals
Absolutely.
or futures or whatever, having that routine brings you peace. It kind of brings your nerves and your anxiety levels down because it's like the one thing that you can control leading up to the race. So for me, that was like, and I always did the same warm up.
Same. What was it?
It was 4-2-4. So 400 free, 200 kick, 400 IM drill swim.
Okay.
Then 1250s, kick swim, drill swim, build. And then like 275s, 2 150s, 2 rounds of that. And then pace.
Isn't it crazy? You just rattled that off. It's been how many years since you've done that?
Yeah. What was yours?
8-4-6-2, 800, like 200s, like stroke, mix whatever I felt that day. And then 400 was all kick. 600 was 200 pull, 200 drill, 200 pull. And then the last 200 was like at least 2 to 350s, and the first 50 was like get ready for the 350s pace.
Yeah. And then I would do 350s pace.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's like you never change it because it gives you that confidence. It just you
yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Love that.
Love that too. Okay, I'm getting
What
one
do
of
you mean?
yours.
They're all good.
I know they all are good. I don't even know them all.
There you go.
Okay. What's your favorite team bonding activity?
Ooh. Anything outside of the pool, I love.
Yep.
I love coming together.
It's tough.
So I was going to say, I love coming together with like a purpose. Like maybe somebody brings, I don't know, some type of poem or literature that like inspires them, or like a quote, something like that. But then I also love the idea of just like coming together and like sitting and letting it organically happen instead of forced. But I think time outside of the pool as a team is super important. I mean, on national team trips, I feel like we would have these women's team meetings and sit around, and like some of them would be really cool, like pass around a paper and it has somebody's name on it, and you like write something nice about them and you receive it back and you're like, oh wow, these Olympians think this of me. Like how incredible is that? So I think anything surrounded like that. We did so many team bonding stuff at Florida. And it was always like a retreat or going out to a nice dinner, but it was never, I think I loved it so much because it was never forced.
Yeah, just spending time with people that you love or getting to know people more outside the pool.
Yeah.
You?
Similar?
I mean, my favorite of all time was playing Risk with all the boys in 04.
What is Risk?
Oh, it's basically this, like, I'm such a nerd for loving this. It's this board game, and it's about global domination.
Oh.
And you'd have your army men, and you'd roll dice, and like you would strategically try to invade everybody.
Yeah.
And I just remember playing that with like Vent and Larson and like all the guys, and like just having I feel like it brought me so much closer to them.
Yeah.
So I feel like any type of game, I think in general, like I feel like thought-provoking games or board games or card games. Like I remember sitting at meets, passing the time, playing card. You know, I just feel like it brings out people's personalities and
totally,
you know, just who they are, and like you're laughing. And
I think team room culture at USA Swimming is awesome.
I think so too.
Like the team room on a national team trip is the spot.
The peanut butter and like the bread in there.
Oh my God.
Oh, I missed the team room.
I missed the team room so much. Like that's where we would all go, like in between practices or after dinner to just like hang out.
Yes.
And I feel like that's where the bonds are made.
You're so right. I
Team
actually
room.
forgot about the team room until you just said
it's the best.
Does he think it's the same? I need to ask someone.
so.
Be like, do you still have, is the power bars and the peanut butter still in there?
We need to like infiltrate a team trip. And like, oops, we stumbled into the team room.
Sorry. we just want to hang out with you guys. We're not on the team. We're just
here to hang. Yeah. Okay. Here's my next question. Most unexpected change after you stopped swimming. My appetite.
Really?
Yes. I feel like
How soon after you were done?
not soon.
Okay.
Like
good.
a year.
Okay.
I would say it took like a year for my body to recalibrate from working out 6 hours a day to like nothing, like an hour maybe here or there. But I now will like for example, last summer I was training with the Browns men's swim team, and training is very loose. I went to like 7 practices throughout the whole summer. Okay. It was awesome. I love the coaches there. I love that program. The pool's like 30 minutes from my house. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll pop in. And I would like grab breakfast with some of the guys after, and I would watch them eat. And like, you forget how much swimmers have to consume to replenish those calories that they've lost and burnt through a practice. That's and I was like, oh my God, I used to eat like this, but I can't anymore.
Yeah.
My tummy's just so small.
I actually feel like I have noticed that a lot for you.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, even today, like we had our acai bowl and I'm like, I'm hungry.
Were you really?
Like, yes. Well, I was like, and then I started snacking. I was like, I'm definitely hungry. And you're like, I'm good. I'm like, we ate 4 hours ago.
I mean, is that like, I guess, yeah.
No, I don't think there's like any right way, but that's why I asked you, like, was it right away? Because I think it took me, I was constantly resisting hunger. And like when I say that, I mean, because I knew that like my body was just programmed to eat at a certain time. It's like, no, but I'm not training 6 hours a day. So I knew that it was almost like my body hadn't figured out that I had stopped yet. And so I feel like it's taken me probably, like 6 or 7 years before I didn't have hunger every 2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't the body so incredible?
Incredible. Annoying, but
incredible. Yeah, it's like, I would just say, especially for athletes, like if you are hungry, eat. Like be intuitive for sure about like what your body needs, because it's telling you something if you're hungry, and stay hydrated. I mean, all of these things still pertain to like our lives post Olympic career, but just at a different scale.
Yeah. I mean, in that time, it's just all about like after swimming, it was like, okay, like I need to fuel my body, but it's not like I'm fueling it for it to be a weapon and to be a machine, you know? And so, yeah, like obviously I was having 24 inches of subs a day. So
Katie Huff, you kill me.
Oh man. Oh, okay. You wrote this one?
What is it?
So we took what people asked. So these are not our questions. Would you want Kim K or Kris Jenner as a mother?
Of course I wrote that one. It's up for debate. All right, so Kim Kardashian or Kris Jenner as your mother. There's no wrong answer here.
Yeah, they're both legends.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I am somebody that I write my life schedule in a physical planner and pencil.
This is true.
Like if you want to get a hold of me and I'm not near my planner, I cannot commit to anything.
It's over.
It's over. So I think because of that, my answer will have to be Kris Jenner, because I think she is like the managerial figure in that family, and she would know exactly where I needed to be. She'd make my schedule.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that answer, only because if you take Kim K, how she is now, she doesn't have time to be my mom and help me be successful. Do you know what I mean? Like she's trying to do 17 things herself. She's a lawyer. She's got all her brands, her $1 billion Skims, like
a family. Yeah.
She's not going to have time to be like, hey, but Kris is getting 15, 20%. Yeah. I guess Kim would too, but Chris's main job in her world from the start has not to be the star. It's to be the agent and the
Yes.
manager and the support. So
Yes.
I go Chris.
Yeah, I mean, we're talent, so like, of
Obviously,
course.
we're talent. I mean, this is like a super serious question that like
I think it would be a great investment for Chris.
I think so too. The podcast, us as brands.
I know.
Like we'll definitely bring her in.
For sure. She
Worth-
might be our next guest. I
worth
don't know.
Worth the investment.
Chris, hear us out.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. This one's fun and light as well. Do you have dogs? I do not, but I claim my mother's dog as my own, and his name is Bentley, and he's the best boy.
So cute.
Do you have a doggy?
Do I have a dog?
Yeah.
Yes. Her name is Allie, and she's a French bulldog. And Todd and I got her before we were even engaged, just dating.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We got her in Miami we were like a year and a half into dating.
What was that conversation like?
It was like we both really want a dog. And then Todd, she's going to listen to this and be like, so their dog back in his childhood was terrible. Like terrible. And so she called me and she was like, if you get a dog, you will get divorced.
And this is, hold on, this is Colleen, Todd's mom.
Colleen was saying this.
Oh, wow.
Because we were living in Miami. We were on the 14th floor, like apartment.
Yeah.
Like she was like, you guys are going to fight about taking the dog out,
Yep.
like taking care.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yeah, super fair. But we're like, no. And, ended up training her after she ate up all the baseboards and ruined the wood and all that, but trained her to go on a pee pad.
Yeah.
So nobody had to take her out. And she gets tired after one block anyways. So
Yeah, she's a little diva.
she's a little diva.
Yeah, she's the best.
The best.
We love Allie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Next question.
Next
Katie is
question.
pulling.
Who takes longer to get ready for an episode? Katie, Beisel, or Missy? And when we say get ready, are we saying, I think we're saying like cosmetically?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we're all very low maintenance and we're ready quick.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Now, if you factor in my spray tan and my lashes,
But these are more like, I don't know, lifestyle things.
yeah, I think we're all pretty, I feel like you're maybe a little faster than me.
But barely.
But barely. Like
Yeah.
I can do a curling iron so fast. I really want some affirmation there. And you just stared at me. Okay, I guess you
No.
don't think so, but like, what? Do you not see the like natural way?
Weren't you? No, I do. Your hair looks actually stunning.
Thank you.
But weren't you just learning how to use that curling iron?
Yeah.
And it's that easy to learn.
Yes.
Okay. See, that was my hesitation.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Your face was like, I'm like, okay, I guess not. Sorry.
Guys, Katie is really fast at using a curling iron. Trust her.
Thank you.
No,
Yeah.
and you would know
Yeah.
better about Missy. Is she quick?
Yeah, she's quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like all of us have our set routines.
Yeah.
And I also feel like as a swimmer in general, you learn how to get ready fast because you're getting out of practice, you're going straight to school or class or, all
Yeah.
these things. And so I just feel like I have a lot of things I wear and things I want to do, but it's like a science at this point, efficiency wise.
Okay, what now? This is not from the Fishbowl, but this is a follow-up question for me. What is the one product that you cannot live without?
Like
Like you're getting ready for a podcast and you can only use one product.
eyeliner.
Eyeliner.
Yeah.
What brand?
Makeup Forever.
Oh, I never heard of it.
Waterproof.
Okay, amazing. Black, blue,
Black.
Okay.
And then contour is like a close second.
Contour. So like putting on the bronzer and stuff.
Yeah. It's my cheekbone spot.
You don't. Yeah, I mean you got great cheekbones.
Oh.
I don't even think you need it, but
What's yours?
probably mascara
Yeah.
or something like lip balm or like I love Aquaphor. It just feels nice.
It does feel nice.
Yeah, and you can use it as a highlighter.
You can.
Yeah.
Do you use it as a highlighter?
No, but you could.
You could.
Yeah, she's versatile.
Yeah.
Is it my turn? Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. We're cruising through these. Something you wish you knew before getting married. I like how some of these are like not swimming related.
Me too.
This is really
so
nice.
on brand with Unfiltered Water.
It is.
Something I wish I knew before getting married. Man. I think that I wish that I had known that like couples therapy is just enriching your relationship and not for when your like relationship is in trouble or something.
Yeah.
Like I feel like recently we've done that and only for the fact that we had friends do it and it was amazing and our communication has been like 10x'd.
Yeah.
And like I just feel like it's helped us communicate on such a higher level that I wish I had known that earlier because we would have had better communication from 10 years ago.
Yeah. And there's probably less like traction and it's more efficient.
Yeah.
You know what each other needs.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a really good answer.
Right? Like I just wish that like I always like, I mean, and I feel like it's been, you know, more mainstreamed, but when we got married 10 years ago, like when I heard couples therapy, I'm like, oh, like is their relationship okay?
Right. Is there
You know?
something wrong?
Yeah. It's
Which
like,
is so like where we were 10 years ago.
100%.
Like even in the sport as a society, like
Yeah.
it just had that weird taboo feeling about it. I love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
To be honest, I don't even have like a good answer to this. Something you wish you knew before getting married. Like getting married is the best. Not that that's something that you wish you knew, but like my husband is the coolest person that I know. He's so fun.
Yes.
Maybe one thing that I wish I knew was how much things cost when you get married. Like the wedding itself.
Yes.
And how quickly you look at, and I'm very fortunate to have money to pay for a wedding, you know what I mean? And how quickly something that was like a $500, $1,000, $2,000 charge, I was like, oh yeah, no problem. Just, and it's like, you become immune to what money is for like a brief moment in time.
Like, yeah. Put it on my
Yeah,
tab.
no
Put it on my
worries.
tab.
Yeah. And then you look and you're like, oh, how many things did I say yes to? Bad girl.
Adds up
Yeah, it does. But it's also the best day of your life.
It's
and
also,
fully worth it.
I mean, it was it was one of the best days of my life.
Yeah.
At your wedding.
Yeah, and your wedding the same.
So fun.
Yeah.
Oh man, this one just went real deep.
Oh no.
What was your why as a swimmer?
Wow. We were talking about this at the gym today.
I know.
That's very interesting.
I know.
What was my why? I think it changes. I think change in life is the only constant. So let's start with that. I think my why when I first started swimming was I just loved the water and not to be like funny, but it was really the only sport that I was like good at.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was just the one that I was the best at. And then it quickly evolved to, oh, I'm breaking all these records. Like, I want to win. I want to be the best. And then I want to become an Olympian. And then I want to stay on the national team. I think it's like ever evolving, but I think at the end of the day, my why was always the same. And it always reverted back to 5-year-old Elizabeth. I just love the water.
Yeah.
And I know that you have like a different relationship with the water, which I find so refreshing.
Oh, I
too.
find yours refreshing.
But it's cool for people that are listening that are like, what if I like don't like love the water, but the sport is why I do, you know what I mean? I guess you would be able to explain it better, but
Yeah, like the way I always use you in my example because people have always asked me over the last 10 years of like, oh, like, so like how often are you still swimming? And I'm like, not at all. And people are like, most people are like, what? You know?
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, no, here's what makes sense. I was like, I never sought out the water. I was never like, I just enjoy mentally feeling what it's like in the water. I was like, one of my best friends loves the water.
Yeah.
That was her first love. For me, it was just the vehicle to be the best at something. Now, where that gets complicated and where the why gets complicated there is, I think at first it was just like, okay, cool. Like I'm here with my friends and I'm racing. And then once I got that taste, like you mentioned, of winning and then the affirmation that I got from people winning, I think was a very slippery slope of my why became trying to break records so that people would be like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. Good job. What I felt like as like, this is getting really deep, but like love, right? And so it all became that why. So then when the winning goes away, the why really gets
out of whack.
And so I think now I think I was like that a lot of my career, where it just became like, obviously when I'm winning, it's great, I'm breaking records. But I think where I struggled and it was hard for me to get out of that hole is when I was like, well, then why would anyone want to be around me if I'm losing? And so I think now when I look back at it, and now I'm able to like go for my Olympic trials cut and be back in the sport, is just like, no, like I think my why was to make an impact on the previous generation, like be a trailblazer for certain events, and now like show, hey, like you can be involved in the sport again in a really positive way, and show this next generation that's how you partner with USA Swimming, that's how you come back into the sport, that's how you provide something that's, you know, going to be inspirational to the youth. And so that was a long-winded way of saying like my why has changed drastically, some unhealthy, some healthy.
Yeah. I mean, but I agree with it. I mean, trust me, when you're talking about having that validation from outside sources, I think everybody that has ever had that enjoys it.
Yeah.
Right?
You're
like,
human.
Yeah. And then, but I think you're right. It becomes an issue when that's where your whole like self-worth is put into that one bucket.
Yes.
And then where do you go from there when you're not on top and you're not winning? I want to ask, why are you coming back to do the 100 breast? Is it to show that next generation?
No, that's less about, I mean, I think the way that I feel like I'm existing in the sport right now is to show the next generation. I think like I left the sport for a while, and I don't like how I did that, but it was more for my own like healing. But now I feel like very harmonious with everybody in the sport. I think it's just because I want to go to an Olympic. I want to swim in a football stadium. That seems super sick. 2, I want to go to an Olympic trials and not be stressed out of my mind, and just like have fun on deck with all these awesome people.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be really sick to have like my baby watching mom swim. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I just think that like, I'm not going to make an Olympic team, but it's the next best thing.
Yeah.
So
I think trials is, and you and I have never experienced a trials where we're not like a favorite.
Right.
Which is such a beautiful thing to have. But I think there is that perspective of, I just kind of want to, or you just want to go and like be and not have the stress and soak it all up. Because there's really cool stuff at trials. Like there's this whole athlete lounge, and there's a lot of amenities that USA Swimming provides for the athletes that maybe somebody like you or I that are like racing event after event, making the team, all that stuff, never get to experience because we're racing every session.
You're just like,
you have tunnel vision. And so it is cool to like know that you're going to be able to get that, because you are going to get your 100 breast cut.
like, let's not speak like it's definite.
Well, I'm trying. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Thank you.
Yes. Is it my turn? Or is it your turn?
Your turn.
God,
I know.
I know. Ooh, recruiting for class of 2027 tips for parents and recruits.
It's all you.
Oh, I know it's all me, but it's also not, because it's changed so much.
Right, with NIL.
Since I was an athlete, and with NIL and all that. Yeah. I mean, I think the number one resounding thing that you can always fall back on during recruiting is being a well-rounded, not just athlete, but person. Makes sense. And I know it sounds like so cliche, but trust me, a coach is looking for teammates, whether you're the best point scorer or the highest point scorer, or you have an amazing GPA, or you have great work ethic, you have awesome leadership qualities. I can't speak right now, but I think all of those things are the sum of an incredible team. And so I don't know what it is that you bring to the table, but make sure that whoever it is that's recruiting you is aware of that, aware of your GPA, aware of your leadership skills, aware of your work ethic, characteristics of yourself. Do you show up on time? All of these things can be made aware without sounding like, I don't know, cocky or whatever uncomfortable feeling it is when you kind of like advocate for yourself. But I think at the end of the day, it's what are you going to provide to that school, and and why.
Yes.
Would be my biggest advice. You certainly do not need to be the number one recruit in your class. That's fine. If you are, that's also awesome. But every single school is going to want somebody that can supplement their team in a different way. So
yeah,
just make that aware.
Yeah, the fastest swimmer isn't always the best leader.
Definitely not. Definitely not. So that'll be my advice.
Yeah, that's great.
Boom. Next up.
Okay. Oh. Are you going on a podcast tour?
Tell us.
I mean, that's the dream. I think, looking ahead to, we've now done 2. It's not going to happen this year, but my goal, I think, when we look at 2028, we want to be on a podcast tour. It's just logistically, and then, getting enough excitement around each city, wanting to have enough people come and support and all that. But yeah, I think that's a big goal for the podcast, is there to be a tour.
I love that.
It'd be so fun.
That would be so cool.
Fun.
And it's been cool to see that kind of evolve and take life over the last year. Like, obviously at NCAAs we did it, and then the first one, and now only a few months after we do it at US Nationals, World Champ Trials, and we've crushed every single one. It's been awesome. Every single
one. Yeah. It's just so fun. Like, in-person energy is just everything.
Way better.
And having immediate feedback to what's going on, and then the after part is just it's so fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it to happen, because it will. Oh, how many tattoos do you have?
Ooh, this is like your answers. I mean, I have 2. What?
No, you have...
I have 3.
1,
I have 3.
2, 3. I'm
like,
what?
I have 3. This one.
Well,
this
one.
Yeah. 2 on. That's crazy. I have 2 on my, for people who are listening. I have 2 on my hands, and then I have the Olympic rings on my lower back to the right, aka my butt.
Yeah, it's on her butt, but it's really cute. I have like a bunch of stickers.
Which not everyone, whenever I say that, people are like, what are stickers? Explain stickers.
Okay, I guess like they're little tattoos. And my dream would be for my left arm to be like a sticker sleeve. So they're like, just think of a sticker.
Yeah.
That you would like put on a binder or whatever, your water bottle. And I just have those on my arm right now.
How many? Do you know how many you have total?
1, 2, I get 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13.
Did you count your rings?
Yeah, I counted my rings.
13.
13. Yeah. But they're all like little.
Oh, they're...
And I mean, if you guys are watching the podcast, you can't even see them right now.
It's so... I feel like they're so... the word's not classily, but like... They're just so delicate. They're so delicate.
They're delicate and they're
beautiful.
Yeah, my artist, his name is Christian, and he's out of LA, and he is an artist. Like, he hand draws every single one. Like, he is an artist, and then he just happens to tattoo his art.
Yeah,
he's the best. So I'm loyal to him. That's my guy.
Do you have your next round planned?
I don't, but I love. Some of my tattoos have like very deep meaning, and some are just like, I just like the ocean, so I put a seashell on my shoulder.
Which I think I love the mix of it.
Yeah, but they're all my thing is like, I just want them all to be art.
Yes.
And my dad is probably rolling in his grave because he hates tattoos, but sorry, Dad.
Sorry.
So sorry. But I like pretty art.
Yeah.
And I know Kim Kardashian said you don't put a bumper sticker on a Bentley.
The fact that Kim Kardashian has now come up twice on this.
I know, she's iconic.
She is.
I know. And I see both sides of it. I fully agree with the people that are like, nope, I love my skin the way it is. I don't want any tattoos. And I feel like I was kind of like that for a while. And then it's, my gosh, you get 1, and you get 2, and you get 3, and you get 10,
got 13.
and you get 13. It's... Folks, proceed with caution.
See, I didn't catch the bug.
Yeah.
I just didn't. Like, everyone said that, but I feel like I don't know. I don't know what, like I randomly got this one on my finger. I randomly got, shout out Caroline Burkle, Steph Rice. The three of us have this little dot language tattoo, and then I have the rings, you know? So I'm not against getting more. I just don't have that, like Missy has that feeling too of like, oh, I love getting them. I love the thrill of, you know what I mean? I just didn't catch that bug. So.
Yeah, which is totally fine.
Which is fine.
To each their own.
To each their own. But I love hearing the stories behind them and all that. We're crushing these.
I know, we're doing great.
Oh my gosh. So this just says more about leaving the sport not the way you wanted and refinding passion, which I feel like we kind of covered. But.
Yeah. I feel like your answer, not to put you on the spot, but the way that you went to corporate America for however long you went, it was a minute.
Yeah.
And then found your way back, I think is super relatable and helpful for people, just because some people do leave the sport like you left it, like not really on your own terms, with a complicated relationship with it. And I think it's super inspiring and like settling to know that you can find your way back.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, it might take 10 years. It might take 10 months.
Yeah.
Like, but you'll get back.
And I'm trying to think of the like easiest way to like summarize. I feel like it's one of those things where it's just like you have to just you can't skip steps. Todd and I say that all the time. You cannot skip steps. And it's so easy for me now to look back and be like, oh, like why didn't I leave that job sooner? Or why didn't I get involved with a sport faster? And like there's just my perspective now and the knowledge and the way I go about things is because all of that stuff happened. Yeah. And it's so easy to say that on the other side of it. Like when you're going through it, it's hell. Like I had months where I was crying every single day, and I just had to keep believing and putting one foot in front of the other and being like, okay, here's the next thing. And making, I would say, hard decisions. I think sometimes people get like stuck in a job for like 8 years because they're like, well, I need to like just stick it out. And it's like, no, I'm not an advocate for just quitting on like right away.
Yeah.
But if you've asked yourself the right questions, if you consulted mentors, if you talk to people who love you, and you really understood the decision, I think you can make those decisions quickly. Yeah. And I think I did. And it allowed me to kind of keep moving forward on my little windy road. So there's no like, I wish there was like a perfect magic pill of like, here's the exact way to find your way back to it. But it's just don't skip steps.
Yeah. And I think there's something to be said for no matter who you are, whether you're a high school swimmer, a D1, D2, D3 college swimmer, an Olympic swimmer, whatever you do, when you stop swimming, you will be shedding the identity of whatever your name is, the swimmer. Like Elizabeth Beisel, the swimmer, Katie Hoff, the swimmer. Like that will no longer be who you are. And it's really tough no matter who you are. But I think there's also beauty in that journey because most of us find our way back to the sport, but we also find something even greater along the way towards coming back to the sport. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks stopping the sport and not knowing what's next, but you figure it out.
Yep.
And all of us do it. Some easier than others, but I think it's been really cool to see you come full circle back in and be able to watch a 400 IM and not feel something negative. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, which I'm blessed to have. I watch a 400 IM and I am so happy I'm on it.
A-okay.
Yeah. I'm like, you go off, queens. You so good.
Go your 423.
Yeah, yes. It's all yours, baby. I don't even want it.
Yeah, I think that summer, it's like it can still be a part of you. It doesn't have to be the whole you.
1,000%.
Like, I think that's I was like, well, if I can't have it, then I don't want any of it. And it's like, no, it can still be a part of your heart. It's just not your whole heart in the moment. So.
Yeah, we have a well proportioned plate in front of us.
Oh, great.
You know,
Love
just
that.
a little bit of swimming, a little bit of podcast, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
It's like Thanksgiving dinner.
It is.
Yeah.
And 24 inches of Subway footlong. You freak. Oh, okay. Your most favorite practice. This could like go so many ways. Like,
I'm gonna caveat it. Your most favorite, and it can't be like the easiest. How about your proudest practice?
Oh, I love that. Like, oh my gosh, the amount of times I had this feeling driving home from practice in high school. Like I had a 45-minute drive home
Did you
from
really?
practice. Yeah,
Holy
I
crap.
lived like far from the pool. And like getting in the car at 8 p.m., driving like nobody's on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking about how well I did in practice.
Nothing like
There's
it.
nothing like it.
The high.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm like, I am Wonder Woman. I know it is the best feeling, like when you know you crushed something, and that's a feeling that you are lucky enough to get a lot in the sport of swimming, because you have an opportunity, if you're on a team, to push yourself every day at practice.
Yep.
That's not really replicated in the real world, or at least in my experience. So I do miss that. I
too.
miss chasing that feeling on a daily basis, but
You don't get that from H-Dub this morning when you did your reverse lunges with the rotation?
shout out Trey. Yeah, look at my freaking muscles. I'm barely fitting in this chair. I'm so swole. My unit. We had a great workout this morning.
We really did.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would say some of my proudest practices have been 400 IM practices.
Yep.
And it was weird. I don't know if other people are like this, or maybe if you were, but we would do free IM in practice.
Same.
So this was spooky. Whatever I would do, we would do like descending 400 free IMs in practice. And
Explain that to people who don't know what that means.
yeah, so free IM is 100 free instead of 100 fly.
And
so
why?
100 free, back breast free. Mostly because that will be closer to your time in the race, but also you're going to be less tired, and
Yeah.
you can do more 400 free IMs than you can 400 regular IMs. And so this was the spooky part with me. Whatever my fastest 400 free IM would be, like the week of or the week before a meet, that is the exact time that I would go at the meet.
Stop.
So every single time. It was like literal clockwork.
That's crazy.
So if I was in, and I would be popping off fast times, like
Yeah.
in high school, like I'd do a 400 free IM and go like 404
Yeah.
in practice. Get up on the blocks the next weekend. What am I going? A 404.
That's
It was
insane.
And Chuck, my club coach, told my college coach, Greg Troy, this before I went to college. And he was like, if you want a way to test to see where Elizabeth is in training right now, have her do a free IM. And even at dual meets, it was the same thing.
That's spooky.
I know.
I love that though.
I do too. It was like a barometer for me to be like, oh boy, this is going to be a bad one. Or like, hey,
Hell yeah.
I'm going to pop off. Yeah. So obviously it's different when you're shaved and tapered and suited, but I'm talking about mid-season meets that I'm in like a practice suit or an old racing suit in.
Yeah.
So those are my favorite practices.
Just the ones that just like charge you up. And I think one of my proudest is probably a combination because it was John Urbanchek, but also like it was a 400 IM, 500 free. So we used to do doubles on Saturdays. It's just like I know. It just, and practice on Sunday.
Where was this?
MBAC. But Herb's daughter lived in Baltimore. And
Okay.
so he would come in and visit his daughter. And so he would always write the Saturday afternoon practice, last practice of the week.
Yeah.
And he had this set and he'd had us do it a couple times. And I always was like, oh my gosh, it's Urbanchek. Like I have to crush it.
Yeah.
And I think it was like basically like 3 rounds, and it was 4 100s free IM, a 400 IM, 5 100s free, and then a 500 free. I think I could be butchering that, but the hundreds were just like active recovery, and then the 400 and the 500 were straight up just like descend 1 to 3. So at the last round, you're doing a 400 fast and a 500 fast.
Yeah.
And I remember I like pushed like 408 and 437 in practice, and I was just like on freaking fire. Like I felt no pain. Like I don't know
Those
how.
are the best.
The best. And you're just like in it, you're in the zone. You're like, I feel so good. Like nothing, like I had the best weekend ever because I was so high on life.
Yes. And that's like, isn't it weird that your mood would be like directly affected by how you did at practice?
Yes.
I guess it's not weird at all, but
It's not weird, but I'll say like I have been to practices on a Saturday and I'm like, I would come into Saturday practice so nervous because I knew that was at stake. I'm like, I could
Right.
either leave this practice feeling on top of the world and I'm a queen of freaking everything.
Yeah.
Or I could leave this practice dejected. And so there was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And I don't like kids don't seem to be like feeling the nerves
really?
in high school. I don't know about college.
Yeah, I guess
I could be wrong.
You're around a lot of club teams like with synergy and stuff. So
Yeah. And maybe they're just not like, I was just more open with my emotion. I could be totally wrong and they could be inside freaking out. But I just remember being like, I'm
gonna need another 12-incher.
I regret so much telling you that.
You should. I'm never gonna let you live it down.
I know. You know what's even better? A hot dog.
Oh Jesus! Here's a quick tangent on Katie. So we're at NCAA's at Federal Way. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So we're at NCAA's in Federal Way, Washington. This
For
was
like
recent.
3 months, felt like.
Yeah, we moved to Federal Way. And so I'm doing the post-race interviews with ESPN and Katie's doing all the unfiltered water stuff. So like we, during the diving break, normally have 20 minutes. I'm like paying attention to what's happening because I have to interview the diver, but Katie doesn't have to because diving is not like really a part of this. So Katie was like, oh, I'm hungry. I'm going to like go grab a snack. So I'm like, okay, sweet. So she goes to the concession stand at the Federal Way King County Aquatic Center and she orders herself a nice hot dog that's been rolling on that heater. You know it has for at least 48 hours. They have not switched those hot dogs out.
They switched them out.
Okay,
Yes.
Katie. Oh, sure. That dog has been rolling on those little metal rods for 48 hours.
When you put it like that.
And Katie, first of all, she eats it alone in the stands, like in the corner of the entire aquatic center.
Moment to soak up the moment.
Just picture Katie Hoff, our beautiful queen of unfiltered waters, eating a hot dog alone in the stands. It's like 80 degrees. It's so hot and muggy in there. And she's just like nomming down a hot dog. This is the kicker. So she comes back down on the deck. And I'm like, oh, like, what'd you get to eat? And she's like, Beisel. I just had like literally one of the best hot dogs of my life. And my jaw was to the floor. I was like,
Your face was so disgusting.
I was like, you what? Where'd you go? Did you fly to New York quick and get a gourmet Michelin star rated hot dog? She's like, no. I got it at the concession stand. It's the dog rolling on those metal rods.
You were like, I don't want to even look at you.
I was like, I don't even know who you are. So, and I have this like weird thing with hot dogs. This is a full
Which
change.
I did not know that.
I don't eat them because I have 2 experiences eating hot dogs, both when I was little. And I threw up after both times.
I think it's time to turn over a new leaf.
My 7-year-old self would be so sad.
I know, but like there's a great place down the street that has gourmet actual, not rolling on the
Rolling on the metal. It's like one of those like gas station hot dogs. Katie's like,
come on. I wouldn't go that far.
you ate a hot dog at a swim center.
But not at a gas station.
Listen.
That's one below. Anyways,
Listen.
so off track.
Hear me out.
Was that fun for you?
It was.
All right.
I'm hoping hoping our listeners
Yours. I'm sorry. I'll just
side with. Yeah, honestly, you're dismissed. You eat hot dogs. Get out of here. All right, it's your
Who's
turn.
up?
Your
Oh,
turn.
me.
Because I've been holding this sheet.
Do you miss competing?
Ooh. I miss the adrenaline rush of competing. I don't necessarily sit and watch a meet and wish I was doing it. But I will say I think I miss everything else that came with it. Sitting in the team area, like bus rides to the pool, the team room.
Yeah.
I miss that stuff, but I think like the physical act of competing, I don't miss.
You couldn't have said it better.
Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
1,000% agree.
Yeah. But I do miss the feeling of like being nervous for like I like the butterflies feeling
And the high.
and the high. Yeah, but competing itself
Oh, the stress and the anxiety in the ready room. Like I don't
and the
like
stakes
and the stakes. Yeah, I don't miss that. But like with that, right? That's the trade-off. You get those if you endure those things, you get all the other stuff. So yeah, I think like even sitting on deck and watching them name the team and all that, you're like, oh, like they all have their bond, right? We're not in the bond.
Right.
You know, like they're all going to go out in Indy and they're like, oh, we're all going to go to this place. And I was like, oh my God, have so much fun.
Yeah. Am I invited?
I'm like, I mean, if you want to invite me, Reagan, I'll go. But
yeah, but like, are we going to hang out? Are you going to pretend not to know me?
I know I'm like 12 years older than you.
I know. So sad. Okay, this is our next question. Essential character qualities of a leader or captain.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good. I think first of all, you don't have to have captain tacked onto your name in order to be a leader. So let's just get that out there. I think every leader has their own skill set. I was a leader I was kind of like a servant to others. That's how I led. Like I wasn't really like a pump up speech gal. I certainly wasn't like a leader in terms of winning all the medals at the Olympics. Obviously not. So I think I used my leadership skills as what can I do to make Katie have the best experience possible? How can I set her up for success? So I think it's just coming up with what you have to offer and leaning into it.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that for you. Like, I also feel like your energy is insanely contagious. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think just like being around you in a high pressure, high stress situation, even if maybe you're not feeling your best, like you're always going to give people like a big bubbly hug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that is 1000% your strength as a leader is just making people feel comfortable and at ease and happy and like no matter what.
Yeah.
I think something that I feel like I admire in leaders and something I try to do myself is, and I don't think I actually did this well on Team USA because I think I was just so stressed in my own bubble. But what I try to do now is like being able to recognize what each individual person needs and be empathetic to that. Mm-hmm. Like understanding, okay, this person, like knowing for a fact, like Tori Husk does not want to be talked to before the race.
Right.
But Gretchen might want like punch on the arm and the good, I think those are like every person's going to be different. And being able to recognize that whether you're a coach, a friend, a teammate, that's like to me, true leadership.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Cool.
Your turn.
You do two more?
Let's do it.
Okay. Going by fast.
I know.
Favorite lesson you've ever learned? Jeez.
Oh my gosh. That like has me at a loss for words. I really tried to live by this. I lived by this as an athlete and now as somebody in the real world, and I'm not good at it all the time, but it is something that I try to remind myself is comparison is the root of all evil and bad thoughts.
Yes.
And I would be at my lowest in swimming when I was looking at somebody else's times and being like, oh, but like Sally Sue over there did this last season. That doesn't improve me at all. It just gets me wrapped up in what Sally's doing over there, which, by the way, I have no control over.
Right.
And even now, like in a professional sense, I'll just use music as an example. Like I'm 32. I'm now pursuing music for the first time. People have been doing this since they were 10, 12, 15. Like, well, they did it when they were 15. Am I too late? And it's like, no, that's not my story. And my story is not their story. So I think just kind of staying on your own path. And as long as you can look yourself in the mirror every single day and say, did I make myself better today? Did I do something that my future self will thank me for? Was I the best version of myself? And sometimes that means you're at 50%, but were you like the best version of yourself at 50%.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love
Because
that.
we're human, right? Like we all have bad days, but did you at least get something out of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because time's not renewable. We're not getting the time that we didn't use yesterday back. It's not like that accrues and rolls over.
It's a terrifying thought, by the way.
It is spooky. I know. That's actually maybe a new tattoo for me. I've always wanted like an hourglass.
Oh.
Just because, I mean, think about the resources that we have on this planet. The only one that's not renewable is time.
Time. I know.
We can't get that back. So I think that is also like something that I'm well aware of is we are in this moment now. What are we doing to seize it and make the most out of it? And yeah, I'm going to go for it. Or you can just sit back and have regrets.
Yeah.
So
That's a great one.
yeah.
I think mine is just that I'm unbreakable. Like I just feel like there's so many things that life will continue to throw at me and have thrown at me prior. And like I feel like enough times I've gotten back up and like fought through and like, so it's just kind of like, okay, life, throw them at me.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to break me.
It's really cool. And I think that's what adversity gives you
Yeah.
is that confidence and that mentality.
Which is why I always say to people, I'm like, if there's a big goal that you have, go after it. Because the best thing that happens is you accomplish it. Mm-hmm. The worst thing that happens is you prove to yourself that you can get back up. So it's like you win either way. I know it sucks to fail, but like get that out of the way earlier so you're not sitting there. Like I've seen people later in life that haven't, have kind of just lived a pretty even kill life and they haven't like gone after something big and they're like 30 years old and they're terrified to go for it because they've never experienced what we've experienced, which is like failing in a bigger way,
which is scary, but also rewarding in a weird way.
In a weird way.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Let's finish. That's a great question. Let's finish on I need some lightness. Goodness.
Well, do you want me to pick then? I'm cheating.
Cheat.
Okay, hold on. Some of them are very
We saved all the light ones for the beginning. And then
okay, this one's cute. Favorite memory of each other.
Oh,
that's very sweet. This is a perfect note to end on.
This is a perfect note to end on. Oh my gosh, there's so many.
I know, I'm so awesome. How could you even pick?
It's like how many memories are running through your head right now? I think there's a ton with the pool and stuff, but I think a more recent one is just like walking with you on the beach at your bachelorette.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like we really connected and like just you shared a lot of just with your music and I just felt like we've always connected and been there. Like you were in my wedding, I was in your wedding, but like I just feel like it was such a fun time.
Yeah. That was an awesome walk.
Yeah.
Beach walks are the best.
Yes.
Yeah, I think to go off of that, I feel like over the past year or two, I think we've gotten the closest that we've ever gotten. And I think you're just like an easy, low maintenance friend. It's just so nice to have those types of people in your life where, no matter what, they're going to be there for you.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, small or big. And I think that you have like proved that to me time and time again over the past year. Not that you needed to prove it to me, but I think I've been through a lot of ups and downs over the past at least few years. And you have been one of those like steadfast, I can rely on friends throughout it all. And it's not like one specific memory.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say like my one specific memory is probably you eating that hot dog at Federal.
You weren't even there for the hot dog.
I know, it's just the idea of thinking you eating it.
What about the foot-long sub?
Oh, Jesus. How were you eating 24 inches of Subway?
I mean, like, it's right after prelims. You're starving. Think about it.
Yeah, but like...
Sometimes I'd be sitting there, I'm like... I'd be like, man, I don't know if I can finish that. I'd be like, you gotta. Because I'd be like, That's what it'd be like almost superstitious a little bit.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Like, oh, I don't finish it. Oh, like I'm not ready for that 400 I am.
Hold up. So when you get that like pang of hunger in your stomach in the ready room, do you have a snack on you?
No.
Oh.
I'm just hanging by a thread.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How did you ever make it?
I don't know. Like, I literally be like, oh my God, am I going to run out of fuel the last 50? Like, I'm actually now realizing this is a very, very OCD, irrational thing that I did.
Yeah, but
it's okay.
I think it's just, it was like part of your journey. That's just like who you were. We love our hot dog eating, 24-inch Subway eating.
We're not ending like that. Oh, man.
I'm so sorry. This was awesome though, because
was so fun.
I hope people enjoy this too, because like we were deep, we were fun.
Yeah.
We were silly.
All the things.
It's us. It's unfiltered waters.
It's unfiltered.
Yeah, it is unfiltered.
Yeah.
And we miss Missy and her fishbowl, but
I know, Missy, I'm so sorry. Again, I disappointed you the first time. And this is a disappointment again, but I need your glue gun for the letters. So we'll get back to that. Don't worry,
so
guys.
could you come over real quick and just bring that glue gun over?
All right. Thank you guys for listening to our silliness. We love you.
Bye.